The chosen one. If your soul has been unusually alert, sensing that something is about to shift, you're not imagining it. From August 5th to August 7th, a divine interruption is about to unfold in your life. And it won't come through thunder or lightning, but through a quiet breakthrough only those aligned with heaven will recognize. You are standing at the edge of something sacred. Something unexpected is about to visit you, not by chance, but by divine appointment. Before we enter this revelation, pause and take 3 sacred steps. First, like this video to confirm you're ready to receive what has been kept in store for this exact moment. Second, comment the number 555, a sign of divine change and heavenly surprise. Third, subscribe to this channel and join the family of 144,000 chosen ones. And only the chosen will stay until the end of this message, because only they can feel what's being prepared beyond the surface. What's coming in these 3 days is not just an event, it's a recalibration. You may have been feeling stuck, overlooked, even exhausted, but heaven is not silent. It's been watching, timing, preparing. These 3 days are the window, and you are about to be caught in a divine surprise tailored just for you. What seemed like delay was actually divine setup. What felt like silence was sacred orchestration. Sometimes the blessing doesn't knock. Sometimes it shows up disguised as disruption, a dream, a stranger, a pause, or a reroute. You must be spiritually awake to catch it. During these 3 days, your senses must be sharp. Heaven will not shout, but it will signal. It may be a dream that won't let go, a random message that speaks directly to your heart, a shift in atmosphere, a name that repeats. These are not coincidences. They are divine breadcrumbs. Call to me and I will answer you, and will tell you great and hidden things that you have not known. Jeremiah 33, verse 3. This is not the time to explain your faith. It's the time to embody it. Others may not understand why you feel a change coming. They're not supposed to. This surprise isn't for everyone. It's for the chosen, for the one who has stayed faithful in obscurity, who has continued walking in obedience when no doors opened, who has prayed without applause, believed without evidence, and waited without signs. And now, the signs are coming. But they won't appear on billboards. They'll appear in moments, in silence, in reflection, in spirit. Don't be distracted. The enemy knows something is coming, too. These 3 days, he will try to stir fear, confusion, unnecessary noise. But stay locked in. Fast if you must. Wake early if you must. Be still if you must. Because your ability to receive the surprise depends on your sensitivity, not your strength. What's coming may look small at first, but don't despise it. Heaven often begins breakthroughs in whispers. The shepherds in the field didn't expect the Messiah to be born in a stable, but those who were alert saw the star, and those who followed the signal witnessed glory. In the same way, these next 3 days are a star in your night sky. Follow the prompting. Pay attention to what repeats. Honor the stillness. Heaven is not far, it's near. The divine surprise will not be delayed, but it will only be caught by those watching. So be alert, be ready, expect nothing ordinary. The chosen are being marked again, not with a title, but with timing. August 5th to 7th is not just a date, it's a portal, and it's already opening. The chosen one, this divine surprise is not something that will wait for your convenience. It is moving toward you with intention, with precision, and with the full force of heaven's timing. From the outside, these 3 days may seem ordinary. You might still wake up to the same routine, see the same people, pass the same streets. But what's shifting is not the scenery. It's the spiritual layers underneath. You are walking on ground that is being rewritten even as you breathe. There is a sacred pressure building in the unseen. The heavens are leaning close. The Spirit is hovering over your circumstances, not to observe, but to transform. What seemed silent is now vibrating with divine momentum. This is not about what you do. It's about who you are becoming through what's about to be revealed. You have entered the realm of holy surprise, where obedience collides with divine favor. You may have noticed strange things happening already. Unfinished conversations returning, old dreams reawakening, people reaching out from nowhere, timelines collapsing. Everything feels like it's speeding up, but also being filtered. That's not confusion. It's divine sifting. Heaven is filtering what cannot follow you beyond the 7th of August. Some things will be closed off permanently after this. You are being asked to remain open, Not reckless, but radically available. The divine surprise coming for you might not look like a blessing at first glance. It may come wrapped in disruption. It might ask you to move, to let go, to step away, to say yes before the how is explained. But don't resist it. The more unfamiliar it seems, the more likely it's from heaven. God does not send comfort when he's calling you to destiny. He sends clarity in the discomfort. Remember what was spoken in Isaiah 43, verse 19. Open quote, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert." Close quote. This word is not poetic. It is prophetic. Your wilderness is about to bloom, not slowly, but suddenly, not predictably, but divinely. The water is already rising beneath your dry ground. The way is already forming, even if you can't yet see it. The only thing required of you is trust, not in yourself, but in the God who sees beyond the veil of time. During these 3 days, don't just watch your calendar, watch your heart. If resentment, fear, or doubt try to surface, don't let them lead. Replace them with worship, with silence, with listening. This moment is not earned by effort, but entered by presence. God is more interested in your stillness than your striving. You are not being left behind. You are being called up. The detours you've endured, the nights you cried alone, the prayers you thought were forgotten, they were all heard. They were not dismissed. They were stored. And now, in these next 72 hours, heaven is opening its record. You will see what persistence and faith has built behind the curtain. Don't underestimate the power of small movements during this window. A phone call you make, a journal entry, a step you take without explanation, a yes you say before the plan is complete. These are all divine keys. Obedience in the small unlocks unexpected glory. So do not panic when the shift comes. Don't run when you feel the floor moving. You prayed for a breakthrough. You just didn't know it would come this way. Don't miss it because it didn't match your plan. God's surprise doesn't need your permission. It just needs your surrender. Stay expectant. The clouds are already forming. The rain is already blessed. The wind has already changed. And soon you'll look back and say, everything shifted and I didn't even see it coming until it was here. The chosen one, something rare happens when heaven decides to interrupt a cycle. And what's unfolding between August 5th and 7th is not a reaction. It's a decision. God has already spoken. The alignment is already in motion. The only thing that remains is your position. Will you be present in spirit or distracted in flesh? Will you be available or emotionally absent? These are the days that define destinies, not through loud events, but through subtle spiritual transactions that echo for decades. You are not entering these 3 days the same way you entered the month. You've been refined through silence, through loss, through invisible preparation. Every unanswered prayer, every closed door, every not yet was actually a movement in your favor, though hidden. Now heaven is bringing the balance due. This surprise is not random. It is restoration. And only the chosen will recognize it as such. There's a reason you've been feeling uncomfortable in spaces that once felt safe. A reason you can no longer tolerate conversations that drain your spirit. You've outgrown the shell. And just like the butterfly must fight its way out of the cocoon, your discomfort is not a punishment. It's a birthing. The surprise coming is not just for comfort, it's for confirmation. You are no longer where you used to be. Let go of the need to explain your shift to others. You were not called to be understood. You were called to obey. Abraham didn't wait for consensus when God said, "Leave your country." Mary didn't ask for a second opinion when the angel said, "You are chosen." And neither should you. What's coming for you is sacred. It does not need validation. It needs your yes. These 3 days are holy ground. Every hour carries weight. Every interaction may be a setup. Every delay may be a detour into destiny. And yes, the enemy will try to distract you with chaos, with sudden emotional swings, with memories from the past. But remember, distraction is not the same as direction. Just because something demands your attention doesn't mean it deserves it. Guard your gaze. Protect your focus. This divine surprise may also reveal things you weren't prepared to confront. You might discover who has been praying against you, who's been blocking your flow, who's been pretending to support you while secretly sowing doubt. But don't be afraid of exposure. What is being revealed is also being removed. God never uncovers what he doesn't intend to heal or replace. And as painful as this exposure may be, it is also protection. You are being freed from hidden traps, freed from soul ties that kept you anchored in delay, freed from inner vows that no longer serve your purpose. The blessing is not only in what God gives, but also in what he finally takes away. Let the word remind you. Open quote, "No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love him." 1 Corinthians 2 verse 9. Close quote. You are not behind. You are right on schedule. These 3 days are the evidence. The pain you felt was not pointless. It was pruning. The silence you endured was not neglect. It was positioning. And now, the page is turning. Don't measure this moment by what's visible. Measure it by what's vibrating in your spirit. If your heart is stirring, your dreams are reactivating, and your nights are unusually still, that's the confirmation. Heaven is near. And when God decides to surprise his chosen, he does it in ways that require faith to recognize and courage to receive. Let your posture be readiness. Let your language be gratitude. Let your pace be peace. Because what's approaching is not just a blessing, it's a declaration from heaven. You have waited long enough. Now, watch me move. The chosen one, you've been walking through days that felt quiet, uneventful, even uneventful on the outside, but deeply disruptive within. That's because your soul has been preparing for something your mind can't fully comprehend yet. These 3 days, August 5th, 6th, and 7th, are not just dates. They are divine coordinates. They are windows through which God himself is about to reach into your timeline and shift something so personal, so precise, that only you will understand what just happened. This is not the time to rush. This is not the time to fill your space with noise. The spiritual realm is at work in your favor, but it requires alignment. In the quiet, God is arranging what no human hand can engineer. He is softening hearts you thought were hardened forever. He is placing your name on the minds of people you haven't even met yet. He is reviving promises you buried. But you must stay in the posture of faith, not fear. You may notice over these 3 days that certain things begin to irritate you more than usual. You may lose interest in conversations, routines, or people you once found comfort in. That is not instability. It is elevation. Your spirit is ascending, and the things that once felt familiar are now too small. You are being scaled upward, spiritually, emotionally, even relationally. And the surprise coming to you is a match for your new spiritual size. In Exodus chapter 14, verse 13, Moses said, open quote, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today." That word is alive again for you now. Not someday. Today. Not later. Soon. What you're about to see is not gradual progress. It's divine deliverance. Close quote. Do not let your current surroundings trick you into thinking God has forgotten you. Your environment does not reflect your future. Your struggle does not cancel your assignment. In fact, your obedience during the unseen seasons has built a foundation so deep that what God is about to place on it will not collapse. Some of you will feel the urge to clean, to move furniture, to rearrange physical space. Don't dismiss it. It's prophetic. Sometimes the Spirit wants to make room before the blessing enters. Make space in your mind, in your calendar, in your heart. Let go of that lingering bitterness. Forgive what they never apologized for. Release what no longer brings peace, because this surprise will not come to a cluttered heart. You are about to see something shift in a way that makes people around you say, "That was fast." But you will know, it wasn't fast. It was just on time. It took years of inner war, silent battles, midnight prayers, and private obedience. What looks sudden is simply visible harvest. This shift may not start with money, opportunity, or applause. It might begin with a strange stillness, with a moment of clarity, with one person reaching out, with a recurring number, word, or place. Don't miss the small signs. They are divine threads. And if you follow them, they will lead to the door already swinging open. This is not a maybe. This is not a guess. This is a divine setup. From the 5th to the 7th of August, heaven has scheduled a collision between your readiness and God's release. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to perform. You just need to perceive. Be slow to speak. Be quick to notice. Be expectant in the unseen. The surprise is already in motion. You're not waiting on it. It's waiting on you to be still long enough to catch it. And when it comes, you'll realize it didn't come to fix something. It came to confirm everything. The chosen one, do not mistake this calm before the moment as inactivity. In the realm of the spirit, the silence before manifestation is always the loudest. August 5th to 7th is not a delay. It is the countdown. The divine surprise is not far. It is already brushing against your timeline, waiting for your posture to match its frequency. You are not meant to chase this moment. You are meant to recognize it when it knocks. Many of the delays you've experienced weren't blocks. They were buffers. Divine timing often required that the stage be cleared of distractions, imposters, and false alignments before your real appointment could begin. That's why people left. That's why doors slammed. That's why you felt hidden. Not forgotten, hidden for preservation. Because what's coming is too pure to share space with what was never meant to stay. This surprise will carry the weight of divine fingerprints. It will not look like what you imagined. In fact, it may first appear so humble, so quiet, that your mind might dismiss it. But your spirit will know. The anointing on it will stir something deep within you, an awakening, a return to certainty, a sense that this is what I've been waiting for all along. God is not just blessing you with an outcome. He is blessing you with evidence. Evidence that He saw it all. Evidence that your nights weren't wasted, that your forgiveness wasn't in vain, that your long obedience in the same direction has opened something no man can shut. Psalm 30 verse 5 says, open quote, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. You are at the threshold of that morning. It may not look like daylight yet, but the sun has already begun its rise in the spirit. Joy is being escorted to your address, and it doesn't need a doorbell. It's been given a key. Close quote. These 3 days will carry multiple layers of movement. Some of it will be internal. You'll feel lighter, more focused, less attached to old stories. Other movements will come externally, new opportunities, unexpected messages, divine alignments. But perhaps the greatest shift will be in your awareness. You will begin to see things, people, and patterns for what they truly are. Be wise. The blessing that's coming will not only elevate you, it will expose what cannot go with you. Some people will be irritated by your breakthrough, not because they hate you, but because they benefited from your stuckness. Your rise will trigger their insecurities. But do not shrink. This surprise is not just yours. It's God's way of demonstrating that He still honors obedience. And yes, some may try to re-enter your life as soon as they sense favor returning. Be discerning. Not every voice deserves your new level. Not every familiar presence is meant to walk with you into what's next. The door God opens is wide, but it's not crowded. These 3 days will mark the beginning of a new cadence in your life. The rhythm of striving will be replaced with surrender. The noise of doubt will be silenced by clarity, and the feeling of being almost there will be overtaken by the moment of arrival. So don't just wait for something to happen. Prepare for it. Set your mind in expectancy. Speak what you want to see. Remove what dims your light. These are sacred hours. And the surprise that's coming will not just change your path, it will confirm why it was worth walking blind for so long. The chosen one. The closer you get to divine fulfillment, the more subtle the battle becomes. These 3 days, August 5th to 7th, may not bring noise, but they will bring weight. Not the kind that burdens you, but the kind that marks you. A holy gravity. A pull toward your real assignment. And if you've been feeling both anticipation and agitation at once, it's because heaven is drawing near and darkness is getting nervous. In the spiritual realm, divine surprises are never released without resistance. That's why, in these days, you may feel sudden waves of tiredness, strange distractions, moments of doubt that seem out of nowhere. That is not coincidence. That is interference. The enemy senses your gate is about to open. He cannot stop the blessing, but he will try to make you unprepared to receive it. But you were not chosen to be confused. You were chosen to be clear. You were not appointed to second guess. You were appointed to discern. This is not the time to ask, what if? This is the time to declare, even now. You may not understand the full picture, but your spirit knows when it's time to stand still and wait for the waters to part. This is your moment to be both soft and bold, to stay sensitive to God's whisper and fierce against the lies trying to distract you. You are not waiting to become worthy. You already are. The surprise that's coming is not based on what you've earned, but on who you've endured with, God. There's a shift in how you will carry yourself, not with arrogance, but with assurance. You'll feel it first before you see it. The sudden sense that you no longer need permission to believe what God already promised, that you no longer need proof to move in peace, that you no longer shrink to be digestible for those who never saw your worth. Isaiah 60 verse 22 says, open quote, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Not when it's convenient, not when you feel ready, but when He says so." These 3 days are marked, not because of the calendar, but because of the covenant. You have entered a divine timestamp, and what God releases during it will not be delayed, not be denied, and not be diluted. Close quote. This divine surprise may come in the form of a conversation that changes everything, a location that suddenly calls you back, a relationship that aligns without you forcing it, an open door that wasn't even on your list. Don't be alarmed when it comes quickly. This is not a reward, it's a release. You've already done the hard part. You stayed, you trusted, you forgave, you waited. Now heaven says, it's time. Don't be afraid to take the call. Don't hesitate to respond to the pull. And don't explain what God is doing in you to people who only understand you as you were, not as you are becoming. These 3 days are the final lap before the new beginning. You're not entering a breakthrough. You're becoming it. The way you walk, think, decide, and believe from this moment forward will never be the same. So take a breath. Tune your ears to heaven. The unexpected is approaching. And when it touches down, it will unlock not just your next step, but your entire season. The chosen one, by the time August 7th fades into the night, you will not be the same. Something sacred is being finalized in the spirit. What began as a whisper in your soul will rise into clarity. What once felt like delay will now reveal its true nature, divine positioning. These 3 days are not about receiving something external. They are about awakening something eternal. What God surprises you with now will not just bless your hands. It will realign your entire identity. You've waited quietly, endured faithfully, and carried promises that seemed forgotten. But nothing you've carried has been in vain. Every tear you sowed in private is accounted for. Every night you wrestled with doubt and chose to still believe was seen. And now heaven answers, not just with a reward, but with a response. I saw it all. And now I will act. This is not just the end of a waiting period. It's the death of an old version of you, the one who doubted, hesitated, questioned, settled. That version served its purpose. It kept you low enough to listen and quiet enough to hear, but it cannot cross over into what God has appointed next. The divine surprise coming is not just about what you'll receive, it's about who you must now rise into. There will be no trumpet sound, no flashing lights, just a deep knowing in your soul that this is it. You'll feel the peace that surpasses logic. You'll feel the weight of old burdens lift, even if nothing outwardly changes yet. That is how you'll know you've been visited, that God passed by and left evidence. John 14 verse 18 says, open quote, "I will not leave you as orphans, I will come to you." And He is coming to you now, not just as a comforter, but as a deliverer. As a God who surprises not because He's late, but because He loves to arrive right on time. Close quote. You may not have known how close you were to the breakthrough, but heaven knew. That's why the attacks increased. That's why the silence grew. That's why your spirit felt stretched. Not because God was distant, but because He was aligning you for something that required precision. In the next few hours, don't be surprised if you feel unusually emotional. That's the Spirit releasing what it no longer needs to carry. Let it go. Cry if you must. Breathe deeply. It is safe now to surrender. You are not being broken. You are being broken open. You are entering a season where what took others years will come to you in weeks. What was held back will flow freely. What was unclear will snap into focus, and what was prophesied in secret will now be fulfilled in the open. The divine surprise is already near. Don't wait for permission to believe it. Don't wait for evidence to prepare for it. Move like it's already here, because in the realm of heaven, it already is. And when it comes, don't hide. Don't downplay. Don't minimize the moment. Stand in it. Testify. Praise. And walk through the doors God opens without hesitation. Because these 3 days weren't just sacred, they were a sign. The wait is over. The way is open. The surprise is real.